Alright, get ready for a trip of epic proportions. Gotta go on a little family vacay for my little brother's wedding. Now we're heading down to New Orleans, and truthfully I don't know much about New Orleans. Naturally, you know we're gonna fingerboard everything. So prepare yourself to hit a lot of spots in this video. From the airport to New Orleans streets, let's check it out. We had to hit up everything we could. We're looking for clips. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally, flying is just an absolute nightmare. The whole process, the stress of actually flying, which I really don't care for, but this was a horribly, horribly turbulent ride as well. So now that we're here, check out the hotel, see some family, and then you know we were all absolutely starving, so we had to go check out some food. Now, I was told to check out these sandwiches. They got po' boys, all the gumbo, anything you can imagine here. I know it's very well known for the food, so that was one thing I was very excited to check out. Walking around the streets, couldn't stop but to put up my art and to catch a couple fingerboard clips. Found this cool little monument. I believe it was some kind of Italian monument, but this thing was made to fingerboard on. A little marble to ledge right here on the waterfront, which living in Colorado, we don't get to see anything like that. Those huge, enormous boats coming by. There's a lot to see in the cities, especially because I've never been before, so everywhere is brand new to me. As we wandered around, I made my whole family stop and get some clips. Clips no matter where we're at. That was the goal of the whole trip. To have as much fun as we can, to eat some good food, and hopefully we can find some good fingerboard spots. Now the cool thing about New Orleans is everywhere you go there's incredible music, so much art within the architecture and actual art itself, as far as like galleries and graffiti that's all around the city. This city talks my language. We're talking food, coffee, beignets, which I was unaware of. Those are incredible. So we checked out all the food spots while we're cruising around the city. I don't know if I can eat any more beignets after this trip. Cruising the city, checking out all the cool little spots, nooks and crannies. Gotta look around because you never know what you're gonna find.
Get the candid beignet shot. But I don't have any.
The materials of how everything was built was very cool. Different cements and stones and metals. And man, we're just out here goofing around having a blast. Our goal is to pretty much hit every surface possible. Catch a clip.
Oh God.
Saves it. Fingerboard.
And back at the hotel. So it's quite an old hotel. It was kind of cool. I personally prefer a much newer hotel, but you know, what you gonna do? The Royal Omni. This place was very nice. The humidity was crazy, but now it's time to get out with the boys. Now the girls had a bunch of stuff to do to get ready for the wedding, so the guys had a day before the wedding where we all got to chill, cruise around. It was super fun. Luckily all my little brother's friends are awesome and we've all grown up together forever now. So as much as they're his friends, they're also mine. Now while we were out, this guy just came out of nowhere and dropped us off a crawdad on the table. They're super passionate about food, and this crawdad thing was hilarious. You know, we had to catch a clip over him. I personally am not a big crawdad guy. I didn't go down that boat while we were here. Never really checked it out, but it was cool to see how they do it and prepare it, and it, honestly, the broth or whatever you want to call it smelled incredible. But we had to get out of here anyway before the mass slaughter, so back to the streets, catching clips on trash cans. Honestly, it was fun. There's so many spots everywhere. Then we realized there was a live feed of New Orleans, Bourbon Street on YouTube, so we had to check that out. Finally found out where the camera was, and we had to go and get a little pose. Pretty awesome. Nice work to the tech nerds that were finding things out while we were out. But a lot of stuff run down on Bourbon Street. It's very weathered. Very weathered. Awesome place though. Everything's pretty tight and compact. Seems like all the buildings touch each other. And personally, we come from Colorado where it's unbelievably dry, so coming here, having the humidity be at just 1,000,000,000% is rough. My daughters do not know what to think about it. Again, we couldn't stop fingerboarding, getting clips on everything. We went to a ton of different bars right here on Bourbon Street. All the bars had like themes or some kind of special drink or something that made them unique. And outside the bars and inside the bars was cool artwork and musicians just playing everywhere. While we were wandering around, we got my little brother up on stage, which was freaking awesome. I don't think any of us are singers, so that was absolutely hilarious. And then as always, it's back to the cafe, because you know I need more coffee. We're on vacation, let's go. So, hitting some coffee and then straight into wedding festivities. So we had a rehearsal dinner the night before, which was super fun. And tonight was the real wedding, which was actually cool because it was directly across the street from our hotel. And then right after the ceremony, they made us go straight outside and march around the block. It was quite wild. Police escort, everyone was cheering and videotaping. It was quite the experience, honestly. Super fun. I know my family loved tromping around. Then it was like back inside, finish up the rest of the wedding stuff.
Hey, yo, that's my best man right there.
Being an old man, you know I had to kick out of there pretty early with the girls and go get some sleep, while everyone else was rocking out, dancing to the DJ. Then the next day we really wanted to go check out the Botanic Gardens. I had no idea of how the landscape of New Orleans is. It's so cool. All these trees had these unbelievable like mosses growing off of them that kind of look like air plants. And I guess I didn't think with the humidity and everything else how it's kind of like a jungle there almost. Anyway, we definitely checked out tons of nature. The Botanic Gardens was actually closed, so we just ended up wandering around at a park nearby. And I'm pretty sure we saw more nature and more plants and more everything. It was awesome. From turtles to birds to little baby ducks, inchworms, you name it. We were checking out these trees and I was very curious as to why there's like cement into the middle of these trees. So I had to Google some stuff and look up a few things when we were there, but I guess it was something they were experimenting with a long time ago. Didn't fare too well, but it's kind of cool. The trees are really dope. Again, as we walked around the park, found a cool little pavilion. We had to spend a couple minutes rocking. There was a park right next to it, so the kids were playing while I was fingerboarding. Mom was just off walking somewhere, but you know we had to get these clips. Now the nice thing about New Orleans, you don't need any lotion. Then we found a really sick spot that I couldn't skate. It was all fenced off. Damn. Just hoping to hit that quarter pipe. And honestly, as quickly as we got here and came is just as quickly as it's time to go home. Now, it was such a fun time. Again, I am the Grinch when it comes to traveling. I am just not into it. Turbulence, flying, all these kind of things is an absolute nightmare. But I guess we sacrificed for our families. Back to cold Denver, Colorado. Old Blucifer. You know we couldn't wait to hit the sack. Take a shower in our own house. Thanks for checking out the video. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to making the next one. Pager 1, Tristan Minton, and I'm out.